What's up, Supernatural superfans?
It's Nate and Krissy, your hosts of
Gank That Drank, the Supernatural Drinking Game Podcast.
It's the podcast where we make up drinking game rules for a favorite episode of our favorite show, Supernatural.
We recap the episode for you and let you know how all the rules played out.
Then we let you know the drinking game rules for the next episode, so you can play along.
But we want to talk to you today about becoming an exclusive member of Gank That Drank, a Supernatural drinking game podcast.
Becoming a member is just $5 a month. It's easy to do, and it helps keep the podcast going, bringing you more fresh drink to gank. Or gank to drink, whatever.
One of those two. Plus, members get every episode early and ad-free,
with some extra bonus content at the end of each episode as a member exclusive.
We play games, we talk trivia, we chat about what we were watching besides Supernatural.
We talk about our lessons learned from each episode, and sometimes give you a geographical zoom in on the towns or areas the episodes take place in.
We have fun! Ha 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 ha. And we gank those drinks, and we want you to be a part of it.
So join us and become a member at truestory.fm/Gank That Drank.
And when you're out there in the world saving people and hunting things,
you know, the family business.
Keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Before we dive in, here's another show you can enjoy in the True Story FM family of entertainment podcasts.
Do you like movies?
Do you like sports?
I never played that sport on the screen, but I really enjoyed how the movie made me feel.
Well then, have we got a show for you. The Adrian Moment is where my friend Ocean and I discuss the triangulation of sports, movies, and life.
We dive deep into the movies, discussing how they relate to and have affected our lives.
We will talk about why the sport matters to the movie, why you don't have to love the sport to enjoy the movie, and mine a few nuggets of meaning inside the story you may not have realized was really there.
After listening to our show, come join us for more conversations about the movies that portray the thrill of victory
and the agony of defeat.
Find the Adrian Moment podcast on your favorite podcast app and join us while we cover the sports you love and the ones you never think about.
You will never see sports or sport movies the same again.
Meet Zinnia.
You are being very polite to someone who is attempting to kill us.
Her wife, Saffron.
You know I'm wildly, madly in love with you.
And their best friend, Goldie.
Glad we didn't miss all the fun.
Swords in hand, they defend their city from the worst of humanity.
I am Lord Buxton Blue.
Equity Electric.
Herr Haig. Virgil Walcott. Vicious Swab.
Follow their adventures on the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society audio drama podcast. Available now at truestory.fm/swashbuckling.
Hello, and welcome to Gank
That Drank,
a Supernatural drinking game podcast. It's the podcast where we make up drinking game rules for a favorite episode of our favorite show, Supernatural. We recap the episode for you. We tell you how the drinking games rules played out. We tell you what's coming up next, and then we do some extra fun bonus content for our members.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
It's what we do. It's what we do every time, and we're so happy to have you here with us tonight, or today, or whenever
today,
you're listening.
Whenever this dusk hour,
this eve.
Whenever you're listening.
This burgeoning morn.
On this fortnight.
Yeah.
We are happy to have you here. Or wherever you are. We're happy that you're there. Unless you are being held captive and forced to listen to this. In which case, still thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We hope to make your time in captivity more pleasant.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
Person being held captive. It always starts so weird.
It's true. Who's that over there starting things so weird?
Oh, as always, this is Nate McWhortor, a performer and teacher at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona. And who is that over there?
That's Krissy Lenz, one of the directors of the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa, Arizona. And I splashed a whole bunch of White Claw on my microphone when we did our can crack.
Nice.
And I just licked it off, and I regret it.
That's awesome. I have managed, I think I'm on like a streak, and I know I say this now, I'm going to like have a big spill, but of like not splashing my drink all over. Probably because I keep drinking expired beers. So they've lost their.
Oh, no. What? Why?
Because I bought it so I wouldn't have to pick it up. And it was a variety pack that I just liked a couple of the beers in, but now I am drinking one of the ones I do not like as much.
Yeah, that's how it is for me with White Claws. I always get down to like the peach flavor or like the mango flavor, and I'm like, oh, I don't like you.
It's it's still beer though, so I still drink it.
Yeah, it's still White Claw. It does what it does. It do what it do.
It does what it does. Speaking of doing what it do, Krissy, it's your episode tonight.
It's my episode. I picked a tough one.
It's all about, does it just do what it do? Or can it not do what it do? That's what this episode's about. See, good seamless transition.
Seamless. It's like you're a pro. We're talking about season 7, episode 3, The Girl Next Door. An episode that was directed by our own fabulous Jensen Ackles. It aired October 7th, 2011. It was written by Andrew Dabb and Daniel Laughlin. And we are doing it. But here are the rules to play along with as you watch this episode or listen to our recap. Anytime someone says Leviathans, take a drink. Anytime we get what we're calling a Lucifer hallucifer or a hallucination of Lucifer.
A Lucy.
A Lucy. Anytime Bobby says balls, take a drink. You should always take a drink when Bobby says balls. Take a drink for a pop culture reference. Take a dink and a drink.
Dink and a drink.
If Dean mentions pie. If someone says gank, take a shot. Or finish your drink. Or double drink. Or whatever you're comfortable with. But that's the big drink. If someone says pituitary, take a drink. As always, if Dean says son of a bitch, take a drink. If someone says freak, take a drink. And if someone talks about the other shoe, take a drink. Those are our rules. Are we ready to get into the nitty-gritty?
Let's get into it, Krissy.
All right. Then Sammy is hallucinating Lucifer. Take a drink. Cassio wades into a reservoir of water and leaks out all the Leviathans who take over people by getting drunk up by them or showered on by them or splashed on by them. And then the boys, who are very badly injured after a fight with the Leviathans, are being taken to Sioux Falls General. And they're like, no, you can't take us there. Take us anywhere than there. It's not safe. Now.
Oh, wait. It's I love the season 7 title splash. It is... The Leviathan one is so cool. I just want to say that.
It's very
gooey.
Like
splat. Yeah. Supernatural. It's awesome. I love it.
Yep. We catch up to now. Dean is being treated and he is out of it. They gave him morphine and they reset his leg, which was dislocated. Where's my brother? He asked. He bashed his head quite seriously, which does not sound like medical jargon to me. He bashed his head quite seriously? Is that the technical term, doctor?
Best they could do.
Yeah. But they got to get out of this hospital. Unfortunately, his leg is dislocated. It's broken or dislocated. I think it was dislocated.
It has to, okay. Wait. If we're okay, let's take this moment since you asked the question to talk about this.
Broken leg,
dislocated. Whatever it is, that cast is wrong on for everything. Like, it's bad. That's not a good prop. I don't know. It's on over his jeans later in the episode. Yeah, the cast is on over his jeans.
How did he get his jeans under? How did he get his jeans under the cast?
No idea. If it is a broken leg, it's definitely not just a few days and you'll have this thing off and you'll be back to good, like they say over and over again. And if it is a dislocation, I don't think that's the cast they put on you for whatever. Like, you probably just have like a cane.
Yeah, like a knee brace and a cane.
That is a broken leg plaster cast.
Yeah. That he cuts off with a bandsaw later in the episode.
Right. Like, it's the one, I mean, okay, it's not the one. There's lots of parts of this episode that are weird and upsetting and uncomfortable. But I could not stop fixating on this damn cast. I was just like, what are the rules of it? What is this injury? What? It's a weird device. Like, I guess we have to have Dean laid up so he can't chase Sam down.
And also so that Jensen can direct the episode.
Yeah. True. That, but like, I don't know. We gotta come up with something better. And we praise props so often on the show because they so often nail it. I think this was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also wrote down that his jeans were under the cast.
Like that I was already like weird, like thought it was weird that he had this big cast because it was like dislocation or whatever. And then, but yeah, the jeans is what made me lose it. I had to pause the episode.
Yeah. I agree. I'm with you. I also wrote that down.
I'm glad we got to discuss this.
Okay, good. So Bobby comes to the rescue. And Bobby's like, here's some clothes. Meet me at the ambulance dock. I'm going to go rescue Sam. The evil doctors are alerted to the Winchester's presence as Dean limps along the corridors, all drugged up. They escape the hospital, just barely. Bobby says, balls, and they get away. Mm-hmm. And then that's when we get the gooey, splashy, supernatural title card.
Oh, yeah.
At the cabin, they're at Rufus's cabin. Sammy is sad and reading. Dean is addicted to a Spanish soap opera. Things are weird. The Leviathans are out there. Take a drink. What are they? They're shapeshifters. Nothing can kill them, and they bleed black goo. That's what we know about the Leviathans at this point. Sammy hallucinates Lucifer. Lucifer, is that right?
Yeah, Lucifer is correct.
Oh, okay. I feel so weird after saying Lucifer that it just doesn't sound right to me. Take a drink. And he like pushes into the scar on his palm. And this is when I was like, finally, he has a scar on his palm, which should be nothing but crisscrossing scars that a palm reader would wince at. He's finally got a palm injury. Right.
Wish they all just have permanent bandages on their palms from all the cutting and bleeding they do all the time.
All the time. So Bobby's got to go round up his like backup library. So he leaves the boys and Sammy's going to go on a run. Get pie, says Dean. Take a drink. When Sammy's gone, Bobby and Dean discuss Girl Interrupted, pop culture reference. Take a drink. Bobby's not concerned at all. And he thinks Sam is doing fine. But Dean is very concerned, and he thinks that Sam is off the rails. At the Gas and Sip, Sam sees a newspaper about an ice pick killer. And as he swipes his card, his credit card registered to Lemmy Killmeister, which pick a more obvious fake name, why don't ya?
Is that a pop culture reference?
It is a pop culture reference.
Who is Lenny? Who is that?
He is a popular. He's from a metal band. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Looking at it. Oh, is it? Oh, I know. Yeah, it's. Oh my gosh, Radiohead.
No. Motorhead.
Motorhead. That's what I'm. I was close. I was in there.
Yeah.
Once I saw his face, yeah.
Lemmy Killmeister, but it's such an obvious fake name. Nobody
Right.
has really named that.
Yeah, the Leviathans, they somehow got all their aliases, which I guess is just anytime there's probably a slew in this universe of just dead old rock stars because the Leviathans thought they were the Winchesters and then they went and ate them.
Yeah, they went and ate them.
Bob, go get it. Robert Seeger. That's one you choose, right? Robert Seeger, because okay, maybe it's not. It's two common enough names, and maybe parents are weird and name their kid Bob Seeger, but that's one that I feel you don't go Lemmy Killmeister. You don't.
Yeah.
Although I do the other rock reference that happens later on in the episode, I really like as well, but that's not for the Leviathans to see. Anyway.
Yeah. So they alert a computer guy who is a Leviathan to their location. Sammy gets home with the grub, and he brought cake instead of pie. What?
Not the same.
Boo. Not the same.
Boo. Disapprove.
How you doing, says Dean. Still seeing crap? And he's like, yeah, I'm still seeing crap, but don't worry, I'm fine. Dean dozes off. There are beer, bottles, and cans everywhere, which if he's on some sort of painkiller medication, is very dangerous for him to also be drinking at the rate that he is drinking.
Yeah, but he's Dean.
He's Dean. So Sammy reads the paper and has a flashback. It's a kitsune. They get your brain. Sammy is all alone, but Dean and Dad are on the phone. Sammy leaves a note and takes the Impala. We flash to a drug dealer in a park who gets ganked. We don't care because he's bad. So he's a bad guy. He was gonna overcharge the young woman who wanted to buy drugs. So we don't care that he gets
He was
killed.
going to do more than that. And that is another unsettling part of this episode.
It's true.
But also it's unsettling that we're just supposed to be good, that guy's dead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to not care or worry about it.
The ethos of this episode is so
a lot of gray area,
right? Because we talk about monsters. Well, that guy's not a monster, but he kind of is. But does he? But at the same time, does he deserve to die any more than Amy does later on? I know. Blech.
Sorry.
It's fine. Like I said, this episode it's a good episode because it brings about feelings, but it is I get why it is a controversial episode for sure, especially today.
So Dean wakes up and finds the note. He freaks out, but Bobby is like, it's fine, let him go do whatever he's doing. He caught a case. You're laid up, he's not, let him go do it. So Dean cuts off his cast with a buzzsaw. We follow Sam into a police station. He's like, let me get this straight. The killer comes to town, ganks a lowlife, take your shot, finish your drink, double drink, and blows town. Are the brains missing? He has 3 missed calls from Lars Ulrich. Take a drink. That's another pop culture reference.
Metallica drummer.
Dean is on the trail. He finds out Sam bought yesterday's paper, and he too sees the Ice Pick Killer headline. So he knows what Sam is doing sort of at this point. Sammy's at the coroner. He says the pituitary gland is gone. Take a drink.
Oh, there's so many over and over.
Yep. Flashback montage of him following maps and putting little X's and following along and learning where
It's a
the
straight
kitsune
line.
is gonna. It's a
It's
straight
not.
line.
It's very overdone, and like
Yes.
clearly, like the pattern was visible without the aid of
Having to
drawing
use a
line.
pen.
Like I was.
Yeah.
Oof.
So Sammy parks the Impala in the woods. We see a flashback. He orders a triple red eye at a library and sees a pretty girl. Now, in the present, Sammy sees a guy in the woods. Flashback, Sammy is checking out the girl. He calls Dean and Dad. Stab it in the heart. That's how you kill a kitsune, he tells them. Dean, one more question. How do you talk to girls?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
He goes up to her very awkwardly and she says, "No, go away. I'm not supposed to talk to boys." He leaves and then she leaves and she gets followed by two young goons who Sammy beats up in short order. "Hi, I'm Sam," he says. "I'm Amy," she says. Now in the present, a girl walks through the woods. Sammy follows. It's very Twilight. He's following her through the woods and stalking her. He confronts her. "Hi, Amy," he says. "Sam," she says. "You got tall, huh?" So Sammy's like, "You're doing what your mom did when we were kids." And she's like, "It's not like that. I have a job and a mortgage and 2 cats."
And like
Flashback.
space fly around with Nathan Fillion. I was so
Yeah.
happy. I was so happy when she popped up.
Yes, it is star of Firefly, Jewel Staite.
Yeah.
In another Joss Whedon verse crossover.
That would have been yeah. It was. I like the name they chose for her, obviously.
Amy Pond, another pop
Amy
culture
Pond,
reference.
yes. But it would have been cooler. I don't know. I would have been too on the nose, I guess, if they had gone with like Kaylee or something like obviously.
Yeah. Can't do that.
Yeah.
In the flashback, Amy helps young Sam. "Amy, how'd you beat up those guys? You're so wiry." And Sam's like, "I watch a lot of Bruce Lee movies." She gets him a drink, and we see that there are brains in the fridge.
Casual
Ew.
brains. But not all brains. It's just pituitary glands.
No, there's some full brains in there.
There was some full brain. It looked like mostly chunks, but I guess yeah, maybe they were full on.
It's gross.
Yeah.
They bond about traveling a lot and always being the freaks together. Take a drink ×3, where they say freaks 3 times.
Yeah.
They do a cute little kid smooch.
Mm-hmm.
In the present, Amy's like, "I'm managing my condition." And Sam is like, "You spiked 3 guys this week." And she's like, "I had to. I'm not a murderer." But her eyes go crazy and she beats him up and leaves a bunch of trash in his hand. Like, this part I didn't understand either. Like, we clearly see her leave the trash in his hand.
Yeah.
How and why does that happen?
I don't know at all. It's like she was trying to pass him a note.
Yeah.
Like, why not just have, I don't know, like a tussle with her jacket or something, and then it falls out of the pocket versus.
Yeah, it didn't read to me in a believable way, that part.
No. She watches a lot of Bruce Lee movies, though, so.
Apparently. In the present, Dean is at the morgue. He's on Sam's trail. He calls Bobby. It's a kitsune. We fought one of these in the 90s. Why is he running away? At Amy's house, she's packing up, but Sam found her with the receipt that she left in his hand. Okay. She's killed again. She is bloody. She has blood on her hands. But she's trying to explain herself, and she reveals her son. No, wait. She doesn't reveal her son yet.
Not yet. Because he's like, still got the knife, still yelling at her.
She says she works at the morgue. She only takes what she needs, but he got sick and the fresh brains healed him.
Fresh brains.
Fresh brains.
Where's a better place to get fresh brains than killing people? I guess
I guess only working at the morgue.
or the hospital. I mean, if you get them like right as they die, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then how do you hide that?
Yeah, you can't hide that. You can't
No.
hide taking brains.
No.
In a flashback, Sammy spills some of his soda and Amy freaks out and they bond again over their parents being bad parents. Amy's mom has a plan for her. And Sam is like, my dad has a plan for me too. And they don't want to be like their parents. So they bond again. She gives her word that she'll stop. And she reminds him, you got to believe me after what I did for you. What? Ooh. Flashback, the mom is home. They caught up. 2 dudes in an Impala. Amy does a ruse to help Sam escape. And he comes out of the closet and he's like, you're a monster. And she's like, you're a hunter.
So we're just supposed to kill each other, huh?
Yeah. But the mom comes back and catches them. She tries to kill Sam, but Amy kills her own mom instead. What?
Yeah.
Dean is caught up to Sam and punches him square in the nose.
Oh.
They have an angry BM scene. There's a kitsune they're chasing. Sammy says, I took care of it. And Dean says, okay, great. Where's the body? And Sammy says, I let her go. She's gone. Dean says, why? Oh, this is where we see the flashback where Amy kills the mom.
Yes.
So I'm doing it a little bit out of order.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
my notes are
Look,
all over the place.
Krissy, take it from me. Flashback episodes are hard to recap. I seem to always choose them, and they're always so hard to recap because you're just like, I don't know. Here's what happens in all the flashbacks, and then here's what happens in the present time.
Yeah. So Dean says, you never told me any of this. And Sam says, I was cleaning up my mess. And Dean says, but you didn't clean it up. We got to kill her. And Sammy says, nothing is that simple. Flashback, you have to run. Get out of town, Amy. Amy says, come with me. And Sam says, I can't. And she goes. And she's just a young girl alone. She's got to eat brains to survive. How is she going to survive? I don't know. But Sammy doesn't care. He just lets her run away. Dean says, I get it, but she's a freak. Take a drink. In a BM scene, they have again, Sammy's like, I'm not normal. I'm a freak. Take a drink times 3. They say it 3 times. But I'm managing it like Amy is. She needed to help her kid. And if you don't trust her, that's fine. But trust me. And Dean says, okay, I guess we got to start sometime. And all that turns out to be meaningless at the end of the episode.
Yep.
But it seems meaningful in this moment. They're at a Biggerson's. We're meeting Bobby tomorrow. We got to go up to Seattle. You drive. At the motel, Dean says, you check us in. I got to go get some more pills, which is like, should you be taking pills? Like,
Right.
Are you still injured? What happened to you? And how does he get prescription drugs?
Right.
The prescription's probably not in the name of Lemmy Kilmeister.
No. I don't. Who knows? I'm sure they figured it out. That's not for us to worry about in the show, I guess, ever.
Yeah. Okay. So Dean is waiting for Amy when she comes into her hotel room. You were easy to track. Next time, change your license plate when you run. I'm Sam's brother, but Sam doesn't know I'm here. And Amy says, but he told you about my son? And he says, I know, but people are who they are. You'll kill again. I won't, I swear. Dean, I'm an expert, and the other shoe will drop. It always does. And he stabs her in the heart. I'm sorry, he says. Are you sorry? Are you, Dean? Are you? I don't think you are. So the kid comes in because he's been doing all this stabbing in front of an open motel room door.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, things you'd think he would cover off before. I mean, yeah. You know.
He says to the kid, "You got someone you could go to?" The kid nods. And he says, "Have you ever killed anyone?" "No." "Well, if you do ever kill anyone, I'll come back for you." And the kid says, "The only person I'm going to kill is you." And Dean says, "Yeah, well, look me up in a few years, assuming I live that long." At the gas and sip, the Leviathan who is chasing Sam and Dean confronts the guy who they've been interacting with this entire episode. And he says, "You know, humans taste pretty good on their own. But there's one thing I've noticed is that everything's better with cheese." And he dumps a bunch of nacho cheese on the guy's head and eats him. And that's the end of The Girl Next Door.
Tasty.
Tasty and delicious.
Nacho cheese cover guy.
Jensen Ackles, I listened to the Then and Now episode where Jensen Ackles talked about directing this episode, and he didn't really address anything to do with this being totally out of character for Dean, which I think it is. It doesn't seem like something Dean would do, should do, could do. It just seems like a out of nowhere end to this episode, and he didn't really address that. But he did say he filmed a scene where you see the nacho cheese pouring on the guy's head.
No.
Yeah.
I assumed that. I was like, oh, that's, good money saving thing is to not show that. They filmed it? That would have made an already upsetting episode even more upsetting. Like,
Yep.
I get that it's trying to really set up the whole or really feed into the whole like free will versus fate thing as well. Like I think there's just so many better, right, like you said, Dean, but he hasn't gone. I'm trying to get my timelines right here. Like, we don't have many baddie friends yet, do we?
Right. No, not in season 7.
Like, Garth isn't a werewolf yet. Like, Benny hasn't happened yet. Like, there's things that like Dean goes through that would change him from the. I feel like this episode, if we were to do this episode, it belongs earlier in the show. I think you're right. Ultimately, that by this point it shouldn't really be Dean's thing. I think this would have been something that would have been maybe like first 3 or 4 seasons Dean would do.
Yeah.
Because their world is so much more black and white back then. So, but by the time we get to now, it is out of character, and it is just like, why? And yeah, like you said, like in front of the open door, all that, like you knew the kid was going to be standing there.
Yeah.
Like, and then what are you going to do? You're going to stab this kid?
No, you can't. I mean, for all of Dean's caring about kids, he's just going to leave this kid on his own. He's just going to walk away and let this kid grieve over his stabbed mom and like go God knows where.
And then also, what? You're just going to like always like you're going to forget about this kid who said he's probably going to set his whole life to coming after you. Like, he does come back, right? Like, there is, I'm not like my memory's not wrong. There is an episode where this kid is grown up and comes back to.
Oh, is there?
Am I thinking of a different thing? I don't know. I guess I will have to.
Let's see. The child who is named Sam is not mentioned again after the episode.
Okay.
And his fate is left ambiguous.
Okay.
The focus shifts to Dean's relationship with Lisa and his struggle to balance his hunter life with wanting to be a family man.
Right, which is again why this this specific action is just like, why wouldn't you then try? I don't even know. What do you do? There's no other option with the kid, and it's like he's not going to go all Anakin on him.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to let him, like, just because he isn't killed, but like, how do you think this kid's going to survive?
Right. And how do you think he has to eat?
This
brains.
Is where you should take him in, under, and teach him to be not a monster or whatever. I don't know, like, have some responsibility for the messes you created here, and it also just didn't need to be done, like, at all.
Yeah, I agree. Let Jewel Staite live.
That's right. Let her
Justice for
live.
Amy Pond.
That's right. Which I did love. That was a fun. Which then, like, also when you say this episode aired in 2011 and Amy Pond is a reference, I'm like, holy cow.
We're old.
We're old. That doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
Yeah, but it was.
Golly.
Okay, so how did the rules play out? Let's see. I got them saying Leviathans twice.
I have 3 times.
Okay, so I missed one.
There's once in the then. There's like it screamed.
Oh,
like,
I probably missed that one.
Then. Yeah, because you didn't mention it, so I figured you might have missed that one.
Okay. 3 Lucifer Lucifers.
Yep.
1 balls.
1 balls.
How many pop culture references did you get?
I caught 3.
Oh,
but
really?
I didn't.
Got 9.
9.
Yeah.
Are you counting like the T-shirt that the guy was wearing? That the clerk is wearing a Red Hood T-shirt?
No. I was just counting like verbal references.
Man, I must have not been paying a whole lot of attention.
You must have forgotten about it. That's what always happens to me.
I mean, I got the Girl Interrupted one. I got Lars Ulrich, Amy Pond,
Lemmy Kilmeister.
That's all I got. I don't know. I don't.
Well, there were a bunch more.
Dang. Yeah, I guess wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Dean talks about pie twice.
They
say Gank once.
Yep.
How many times did you get them saying pituitary?
4 times.
Oh, I got 3, so you beat me on that one.
Oh.
1 son of a bitch.
Yep.
How many times did you get them saying freak?
I got 6 times.
Oh, I got 7.
Oh.
So we're missing each other by 1. Yeah. Here we go.
Except for the pop culture references. And
Dean talks about the other shoe 3 times.
Yep. And then there's 2 Sammys.
2 Sammys! Sammy! Yay! So those are our rules. That's how the episode played out. What's up next?
Oh, Krissy, I'm glad you asked. Up next, we are going back on the Chuck wagon.
Back on the Chuck wagon.
We gotta finish season 11. We gotta close it out. We've been doing season 11, the back end of season 11. So here we go. Season 11, episode 23, Alpha and Omega.
Okay.
There's a decent number of rules. Not all of them hit all the time, and then there's going to be one that hits like a lot. And yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. Anytime there's a character, The word, I just think it's funny. There's a character who says "milady," and I just take a drink when you hear "milady." We're drinking when they drink. Anytime someone in the episode is drinking, we're drinking.
Okay.
Take a drink anytime Crowley calls Sam something that's not Sam.
Okay.
Take a drink when Dean does his impression of Rowena.
Okay.
All right. This rule is called soul sipping. And basically, anytime you hear the word soul or souls, just take a sip.
Okay.
Or a drink or whatever. But yeah. Don't get crazy. Taking our shot, our multiplier, our finish your drink, or do whatever you got to do is the word haggis. Haggis.
Okay.
AKA the magic word. Take a drink for every Ghostbusters joke they make.
Every Ghostbusters joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're taking in a drink every time we see what I am dubbing as the Soul Stone. I don't know what it's actually called. They don't name it. I'm calling it the Soul Stone.
Okay.
And then take a drink, finish your drink, do whatever you want. At the end, when the darkness and the light, aka Chuck and Amara, are united.
Okay.
It's a fun finale. I don't know if it's in the pantheon of great, awesome, super duper wonderful, super memorable supernatural finales, but it's good.
Okay, awesome. I can't wait. I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, and
Excited to watch it
that was
again.
my thing too. I was like, I guess I remember this happening. And then it leads into a season of
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit. The nice
Okay.
part is, Krissy, after this episode, we will not be doing the next episode in line. Like, we will move forward in seasons at least, or backwards. Who knows? But this is going to be like sort of this is a stopping point in the Chuck sphere.
Okay.
Sort
A
of.
temporary
Yeah.
pause in the Chuck wagon
Yeah.
train.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being with us here at the end. If you want some special bonus content, tonight we're going to be talking about our top 3 sexiest monsters in pop culture. So what sexy monster would you fall for the way Sammy fell for Amelia Pond? That's going to be our bonus content tonight. And if you want all of our bonus content every time, become a member at True Story FM. Just click on our podcast, follow the prompts. You can become a monthly member or a yearly member. It all goes to support the podcast and keep us going. So we really appreciate it. If you don't feel like becoming a member, please rate, review, subscribe, thumbs up, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell the girl next door about our podcast. We appreciate you so much when you do that. Nate, tell the people where they can find us in the real world doing our comedy shtick.
In the real world, you can find us doing the comedy shtick at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater, where we do shows on Fridays and Saturday nights at 7:30. If you want to know when those shows are or where they are, go to nctphoenix.com and all those details can be found. I don't know when you're listening to this, so I will refrain from making any comments about where we might be. Just go to the website.
Yeah. And if you want to hear me on my other podcast, it's called the Most Excellent 80s Movies Podcast, also a True Story FM product. And while you're out there in the world, saving people and hunting things, the family business, Please keep the Gank That Drank motto in mind. Be excellent to each other and party on,
Party on, dudes.